paradise. Welcome to another episode of Jurassic World. It's a new series. Let's go back 60 million years ago when dinosaurs were living. A herd of apatosauruses. This is a full-grown male, and she lost her mate and his son. Because after a T-Rex ate almost all their heads off, almost spilled every intestine of them, and this one was the only one left alone. Well, he survived. He only had one broken leg, and that was it. He killed most of the T-Rexes, but after a few minutes, the Spinosaurus came along and kind of ate more of them. And it kind of ate the carcasses of all of the other apatosaurs except for him. Well, they almost got his neck off, but he's okay. But he never knows that he's prey to two legendary creatures. The T-Rex and the Spinosaurus. Sorry about that. They were ready to eat him. But they were about to fight after a mate. 3 hours fighting. Dun, 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 dun. The T-Rex looks like he's winning against the Spinosaurus. But after the Spinosaurus kicks his jaw bleeds to his death. And the Spinosaurus won. The Apatosaurus was going to be prey for the Spinosaurus. So he sneaked up on that Apatosaurus when he was looking forwards to find a mate. They grabbed him by the neck and squeezed. After his head popped off, he was dead. They ate him alive. Yum, 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 yum. They grabbed the legs like chicken legs, even the foots. 10 years later, Spinosaurus was full grown and ready to go to the real world. The Spinosaurus was so happy that he's going to the real world. But he was angry and sad that he never found a mate. So his adventure to find a mate in the middle of the open desert. But he never knew that his brother, the T-Rex, was back with this broken jaw, and he never got to find his mate. He was stuck there until he got his wife. They were both here, but the Spinosaurus got up, and he never knew that was a spike right there. So they fight him. The female, he cut his hand off, but the female was sad. So she knocked him over and Spinosaurus is dead. The female and the male survived. The male had only one finger. Well, he didn't care that much. So they went back home. They were both happy, but until a Triceratops came along, they fighted the Triceratops, tried to kill him. But then when the female tried, the female was dead. And the Triceratops were fighting the male until he was so angry that he shook his tail and punched him. He was dead. Okay, let's just see if he was dead. Yep, I was right. He's dead. So bugs started to eat him, and then it was kind of disturbing. If you're seeing this, it's super disturbing. But the T-Rex didn't care. So he just walked along until he was happy. And why was there an ant on me? Come on, ant, get off. Okay, sorry about that. I just have an ant on me. So his quest was to find another female. He was so sad that he cried in tears, and this road was the T-Rex of tears. T-Rex every day would be looking for a wife to marry. But after miles and miles and miles and miles, they got to the forest of Everest. And he got to the mountain of Everest. Well, the ocean was kind of frozen up. Well, he wanted to get over Mount Everest. I'm just kidding, guys. He's just a joke. But then, he was walking for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. He was waiting for a female to come into his path. It was years that took him to get there. The T-Rex, after 1 year later, he thought there was no hope. But a female was sad too. She would try to look for a male too, until the male came along and the female came along, and they both got married. They were both the same thing. The T-Rex went back, and also the female one. They were walking back, but until they found another Triceratops, that the whole herd was coming to defend their baby. That they killed their baby. They came, and they called the king of the Triceratopses. They were fighting them. 3 hours later, the queen came and killed her instantly. But they never knew that the king was here. Sorry about the train horn. The king of the Triceratopses came, and he was mad at them killing his wife. And then the T-Rex was mad at him, so he crushed him, grabbed him by the neck, and he was dead. So they grabbed him, scrawled him up in the air, and bang! Female helped, and the male too. The king of the Triceratops cries in pain, and he was mad at the T-Rex. But looks like he had nowhere to threat. But then the threat the king of the Triceratops in this herd was dead. The king of the dinosaurs looks like he walked away. The female was surprised, but she felt something strange. See what happens to them. It's a herd of Triceratopses. Dun, 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 dun. See the next video that happens.